Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 74th Coastline Toastmasters meet. We are meeting after a short break. At least for me, I haven't seen you guys in the last couple of meetings owing to my personal commitments, but I'm really happy to be back this evening. And a lot has been happening. As you can see, a lot of new names are showing up, and it's nice to see a lot of young crowd joining us. And we thank you all and we welcome you on board. So before we get started, I, as the Sergeant at Arms for today, would like to formally announce the meeting to start. A couple of ground rules before we get into the meeting. Keep your sound making devices on mute so that it doesn't interrupt the meeting. Ensure that your audio is always muted unless you are given an opportunity to speak. If feasible, please turn on your videos. We will not discuss anything related to sex or religion in any derogatory manner in the meetings. And please remember that this is a forum for learning for all of us, and we should be conducive for others learning as well. In case you need to step out for any instance, do turn off your videos so that it doesn't interrupt the flow of the meeting. With that, I announce the meeting to start, and I hope you enjoy the proceedings of this meeting. So I, as the presiding officer for today, I'm really happy to welcome one of our newest members for today, that is Raghavendra Rao. Let me spotlight him for everybody. Raghavendra, welcome to Coastline Toastmasters meeting. It's really wonderful to have people on board. So Raghav, as a new member, we would like you to take a quick oath with us. Sure. Right? So just repeat after me. I, Raghav, would abide by the club policies and focus on my learning in line with the club expectations. Thank you. And I request all the members to extend your support by saying, we coastliners. You can unmute, guys, everybody.
We coastliners
are happy to welcome Raghavendra. Promise to extend support.
And promise to extend support
to help him learn and evolve with us. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Welcome guys.
On board, Raghav.
Thank you so much.
You. Great. So Raghav, you might want to tell us what made you choose Toastmasters.
I did something for my icebreaker, Mamta. Would you like do you want me to go ahead
I think, yeah, definitely. I will not steal the thunder right away. Definitely we'll save the time, save it for the time you have planned your icebreaker. Look at that zeal on the first day itself is delivering the icebreaker speech. So it's a complete introduction. So great job on that. We look forward to hearing more from you in your icebreaker speech. So as you all know that the term is coming to an end for a new EC committee to be formed. We have rolled out the form for everybody to nominate. Please do not hesitate to take up roles, even if you are very new to Toastmasters or have never explored any of the roles. This is your chance. This is one of the best places where you can try, fail, and then learn and again retry, and you have a lot of fluidity and a lot of support that you can learn from. You will be trained on how you can play the role, and you have people who can support you and guide you. So do take up those roles. Ideally, we should have completed it this week itself, but since we did not get enough quorum for the required members, we are planning to have it the following week. So in case you're still contemplating and you're not sure which role to pick up, I will suggest you to speak to me if you have any further questions, or read the summary sheet I've shared on each of the roles. It's an exciting journey. All of us learn a lot. It is very easy to run a show when you have a commitment in terms of like a job, right? In a workplace, it's very easy to make people listen to you. But in a community club, it gives you a much more flair and a true assessment of your leadership skills. And which is why I encourage all of you to take part and pick up roles, even if it is challenging. There's no fun if there is no challenge to a role, and that's how you learn. So do pick up, and in case you still have any questions, don't hesitate to call me. Well, I think we have a very, very interesting topic for today. When Govind asked me to, since I am playing almost all the roles lately because of a lot of people going back and forth, personal commitments. When I was creating the poster, Govind said, I want it this way. But I told him, well, if you give it away, people might not know, might not have a surprise element there. And it's interesting how people get so entwined with their career and think that to be life. And sometimes you end up not getting anywhere with it. So Govind has a very interesting theme for us today, and it is backed by one of the best sellers in the market. And I'll not reveal what it is because I've left it to Govind to reveal the surprise. So let me call upon the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Govind, to take on the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mamta. A very fine good evening to all the guests and Toastmasters present here. I have one technique of playing the role of Toastmaster of the day, and that is through books which I find helpful and which has good message which I can spread to everyone positively, so that it can meet the mission of the Toastmasters to help everyone grow personally and eventually to support everyone. Let me just quickly share my screen and present my slides. So today's topic is going to be based on this book by Dale Carnegie. It's called How to Enjoy Your Life and Your Job. First of all, I would like to ask any one of you, has anyone read this book or any other book which is visible on your screen? Okay, great. It's good that nobody has read. Otherwise, I would ask them to leave this meeting. Okay. Anyway,
I
coming
did,
to
by
the
the way. I did the leader in you.
Okay, anyway, but this is based on how to enjoy your life and your job. And this has like it is divided into 4 parts. But anyway, I picked the best part, and this is my interpretation of what are the important points from this book. Let me first tell you about this author. His name is Dale Carnegie. He is one of the renowned motivation speakers, business experts, mentors, financial gurus. He was an all-rounder, by the way. I would say that he was the Vivek Batra of 1900s. Vivek Batra is a famous Indian personality for motivation. Similarly, he was the same person. And guess what? It's been almost 100 years, and still these books are the top selling books. If you check in Amazon, you would see his title anywhere, even in Flipkart. It means that the quality of this book has reached out to many audience for hundreds of years. And the same I would like to provide right now. Let's go to the quick summary of this book. Let's say that these are few rules from this book. Like the first one is do not imitate others. What do you mean by do not imitate others? What is your interpretation? Would anyone like to unmute and say about it?
You need to be authentic.
Yeah, that is rightly said. You need to be authentic, and you need to be yourself. As per the research, if the genes, there are X chromosomes and Y chromosomes, and in that there are millions of combinations. And there is no probability that the combination of genes which you are made of will not repeat again. So as in this research way, it's okay to be yourself. You don't need to imitate others because you all are unique. And this quality of being yourself is universal. Almost every self-help book says that. Coming to the next one, apply 4 good working habits. Because I'm relating to job life, these are the 4 habits. One is clear your desk of all papers except those relating to the immediate problem at hand. Do things in the order of the importance. When you face a problem, solve it then and there. And if you have facts necessary to make a decision, learn to organize, deputize, and supervise. To summarize this, I would clearly summarize this in one point, and that would be prioritize your work. In my workplace, my job is to resolve the task. But those tasks come in varieties. It depends on the urgency, it depends on the volume. So we have a guidelines to follow. What types of tasks need to be prioritized? Same way, you can prioritize your task both in your personal life and in your job life. Coming to the third point, learn to relax at your work. I asked ChatGPT that I find my workplace tiring while working for hours. The one best advice ChatGPT has given me is to take breaks frequently. There is something called as Pomodoro technique, where you can take a 25 minutes working hour and then 5 minutes break. Or you can work for 15 minutes, 50 minutes, and then 10 minutes break. So these are the tips where you can learn to relax. It doesn't mean that you need to relax for 10 minutes and then extend to 30 minutes and extend to 1 hour. It's not that way either. So why I put this example below, you can see Indian meal. We have to follow an order. You can't eat curd rice first and then rice with curry later. So that's why I would like to say learn to prioritize. Similarly, when we go to a hotel, we order soup, then we order a starter, followed by we order a main course and then some desserts. So there's an order for everything. Same way, if you sort out what are the tasks that you need to prioritize, then your life will be easy in your job and in your personal life as well. So let's see a person, an employee, and his goals here. What are his goals? World peace, finding true happiness, the perfect standards. And meanwhile, his boss comes and says, nice, but I mean for you to prioritize our client's goals, not yours. So this is a funny cartoon. With this, I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Mamta for taking out the role of general event.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Govind. That's a good start. Of course, we don't have such big goals for today. We'll keep it simple and we'll take this forward from here. Great. So today I'm also going to play the role of general evaluator. General evaluator's role is, as much as the name suggests, Toastmasters is not just about how you present, but also how we can develop every single time we interact on the stage. So as a general evaluator, my role would be to observe how the entire meeting is taken forward, and I will come back and give my report at a later time. But as you know, it is very difficult for one person to observe the entire meeting. So I have someone called the tag team with me. Today, unfortunately, we don't have all the roles. But we do have one very major role and a very important role, which is called Word Master Grammarian. I would like to call Toastmaster Saujanya to read out the objectives of her role and what is that she'll be observing with us today. Saujanya?
So good evening. Sorry for being late.
Problem.
So as grammarian, I carefully observe the language used in the meeting, word choice, pronunciation, sentence structure, and particular phrases. I not only take a note of improper language, but also exceptionally skillful usage. I'm also responsible for selecting the word of the day. So today, the word of the day is eloquent, which means like using language to express idea or opinions clearly as well, so that they have a strong effect on others. For example, Rano is such a witty and eloquent speaker that everyone enjoys his speeches. So yeah, that's.
Mamta, you're on
Mamta,
mute.
please unmute.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was talking to myself. Sorry about that. So what I was saying was, Saujani, if you could paste that word and the meaning in the chat as well, we will try to use it and be as eloquent as possible in the course of the meeting. Now, we don't have a timer, but we will be managing the timing from behind. As you know that one of the important aspects in Toastmasters is being timed. It is not just about delivering, but also how we manage the time. So one of us will take care of it at the back end, and we will project it for the speakers when they start their speeches. Now, as a general evaluator, you will hear back from me at the end of the meeting on how we progressed and what are the takeaways from me. We will also include a feedback for all those who are participating in the table topic speeches on how they did their speeches. So that is one segment where all of you can participate. So please do take part in the table topic segment and see where you stand for your in terms of your speaking abilities. Over to you, Toastmaster Govind.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mamta. With this, I would like to begin the speech segment because we have two speakers speaking today, and it's been a long time since we had two speakers in a single session to speak. Firstly, I would request the evaluator, Toastmaster Uma, to read out the speech objectives of Toastmaster lecture.
A great evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. Today, I take the honor of evaluating one of our distinguished Toastmasters, Lochin, and his speech title is The Unspoken Rules of True Friendship. He is giving a speech for his level 1 and project 2, and the project purpose is to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well organized speech. So, all the best, Lochin.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suslita.
Lochin, I'm going to share my screen for the timer and let me know once you can see it.
So, can I have a quick audio video check? Am I
Yes.
visible and am I
You are
audible?
visible and audible.
Okay, great.
One second. Let me know if you can see the timer as well.
Yes. Okay, am I ready to go?
In 3, 2, 1, start.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Lochin, and this is my first speech. Couple of days back, I had a word with my mentor about giving my first speech. So one of the suggestions that she actually told me was to keep the speech short, generic, and related to yourself. Well, that sounded quite encouraging at first, but the task was really difficult. I was lost. So I just began pondering over what topics I should choose. During my contemplation, I actually started recollecting memories with my that I had with my friends, my so-called true friends. So, and the idea struck. The word true friendship has become so common and it's being used so loosely in today's social media era. I think we're actually missing the essence of what that actually means. So for the sake of today's conversation, I'm going to introduce two of my friends. Let the first friend be named Puppy and the second friend be named Soda. Note, these are actually their nicknames, so I did not invent these names up. Okay, so based on my personal experiences and opinions, I have recognized a few, what do you call, green flags and red flags of what we vaguely call as true friendship. So let me begin by pointing out the first primary most thing that you must look forward in a true friend. I personally, the first thing that I would look forward is for a person whose company you really, really enjoy. Let me begin by stating an example. Our group of friends actually headed out to Mussoorie in Uttarakhand. I was responsible for booking the travel tickets from Dehradun to Mussoorie. Well, trips don't actually turn out the things as we planned. So disaster struck as the travel company sent us a really bad transport, and our ride was totally bad. Well, my trusted friend Soda, he made the situation worse by turning the situation into a really bad toxic situation where he blamed everybody for the wrong ship. Coming to the rescue, my friend Puppy, the first friend, he comes in with this energy and spirit during our ride. He comes in with this lively and entertaining spirit, and he starts making conversations and funny talks. And he made the situation, he made us forget about a bad experience. Even though I don't get to meet him often recently, I can say that I truly enjoy my time with him. The second thing that one must look forward in a true friend is if he sticks around during your toughest times. We all know that COVID actually is a bad phase for us. It's been a scar in our lives. During the second phase of COVID,
పడుతుంది
my grand
వర్షం తీలే
my
ఇప్పటిదాకా.
my grandfather was actually diagnosed and he was infected with COVID. The situation grew worse day by day, and we had no alternative. And I was frantically searching for all the options that we have. My friend Soda, whose family runs a hospital, didn't actually do anything to help my situation, even after my multiple approaches. On the other hand, my trusted friend Puppy, even with his limited resources, he tried his best to contact whatever he had at his disposal and arranged us some resources like an oxygen cylinder and everything. Safe to say that because of him, my grandfather actually survived. And the third thing that one must look forward is for a person who never judges you. He should not deliberately hurt your feelings. Okay, a quick story. There was one such an incident where in our group there was a friend who was, even though he was financially low, he was really modest and humble. So he invited us, all of our friend group, for a lunch at his house. We went to his house and we had a splendid time. After the lunch, my friend Soda, the trusted friend, he decides to make fun out of the small and tiny house that he had. He started making up jokes about how small his toilets were and how cramped up his room was. Well, we actually didn't speak that much after that conversation because most of us got to know his actual true intent. Then finally, my green flag would be look for a person who's really trustful. And the trustful person must be of help in your need, and you must be of help in their need. It has to be a mutual trust. In another incident, narrating another incident, so many incidents I know. In another incident, you know how a teenage life is. We all take rash decisions, and I've made rash mistakes as well. Puppy has corrected me in all my mistakes, and he was there for me in my toughest times. But I think you can already guess that Soda was never there. He avoided me at all costs. He was never there. He was never a person to approach. And the funny thing is, he actually wanted us to help him at his worst parts. So saying that, I think you get to decide amongst my two friends who was actually my true friend and who was not. Keeping aside the skepticism on what a true friend actually should be and ought to be, the things that I've just said, they're not blatant rules. They're actually signs that you must look forward while identifying true friendship. I conclude by saying that friendship is the most beautiful feeling that one can have. Even though you have bad experiences or good experiences, trust me when I say this, A true friend will actually make worthwhile memories. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lochin. That was a fantastic speech, and it's your good attempt that you have leveled up with your next speech. I congratulate you for that. With this, I would like to confirm if Mamta will be able to read out the speech objectives for Toastmaster Raghav.
Sure, would love to. So Toastmaster Raghavendra is Raghavendra is attempting his first speech today. He's just joined us today and he's attempting it first speech as well. The purpose of this speech, the speech is called an icebreaker speech, pretty much as the title indicates. The purpose of this speech is for Raghavendra to be introduced as a member, and he would it would also give us a introduction to his structure of public speech. So we will not be monitoring much through the evaluation, but we would make general notes about how he's presenting, his delivery style, and what we can learn about Raghavendra. All the best, Raghavendra, for your first speech. Back to you, Toastmaster Govind.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mamta. Are you able to pin the timer?
1 second. First, let me spotlight Raghavendra.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Raghavendra, can we have audio check?
Can you hear me, Govind?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I thought I already had an audio check when I was introduced.
Right, never mind. Oh, it doesn't save automatically, so I have to set it once again. Just give me 1 minute.
Sure, Mamta.
Raghavendra, you can take a deep breath until then. Not to scare you, I'm sure you'll do just great. Okay, it's going to come up in. Okay, I have to share my screen as well. Sorry. Bear with the aging stuff. Okay, you see it now? Are you able to
I
see?
know you must be not feeling well today, Mamta.
No, that's okay. The cold just came up, but that's fine. Okay, here you go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Good evening, everyone. You must be wondering who is this guy with rough and husky voice? Believe me, you must get habituated with this voice because you'll be listening to this voice a lot more in coming days. Uh, I did some throat exercises to smoothen my voice, but believe me, it still feels the same. It still, it still feels the same. Let me share a scenario with my voice. Uh, I was having a one-to-one interaction with my old manager, and we were having some one-to-one hot debate on appraisals. So he suddenly asked me to open my mouth. I said, "What? Why do you want me to open my mouth?" So he just wanted to check if I was eating anything while I was speaking to him. So I said, "It's my natural voice and I can't help it." So yeah, my voice sounds like that, but believe me, there are a few people who lost my voice, especially ladies, my mother, my wife, and my sister. Yeah. So let me introduce myself to you. I am Raghavendra Rao Kondoju. You can call me as Raghav. I know it's a pretty long name. You can call me Raghav. My friends does that. I am a software engineer by profession. That's how I spend my 1/3 of my day with my work, and rest 1/3 I usually take rest as everyone do. And the last 1/3 I try to make it more productive by doing something which I love, and which I try to improve myself a bit more every day. In this 1/3 of the day, I try to cover my spiritual well-being, mental well-being, emotional well-being, and physical well-being. And you must be wondering what are these well-beings, right? It's just a simple things which we do in a regular activities, but with a little bit of concentration and a little bit of more uh, uh, what we say allowed to do. So talking about my childhood, I was born and brought up in a big family of 26 people. I was very introvert, though being with all the 26 people, I was very introvert and used to sit quiet at the corner of the room and used to observe the people and their action. So which helped me to study how people behaves and how people do the action. So, but that didn't last long until I reached my engineering. So that's when I thought I felt that I should be interacting more with people and make friends. And that was the one of the turning point in my life where the engineering friends has helped me to come out of that comfort zone. And yeah, it was a wonderful experience. I mean, coming out of that wonderful comfort zone and interacting with people. Yes, uh, but again, okay, so what made me to join this Toastmasters is I'm trying to prepare myself for another big stage where of course, I want to be a eloquent speaker, and but I also want to be uh, at the stage where I could see the audience. Not I would be one of the audience, but I want to see the audience in a stage where I could perform or deliver speeches or I could teach something to the people. So to be in that stage, I have to be with the leaders like you and become a good leader and learn and grow with you all. And of course, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Mamta when we met first on during one of the offline meetings which held right after COVID, maybe 6 months back. She introduced me the Coastline Toastmasters and she asked me to join. And then she tagged me a buddy, Abhiram, and he has done a wonderful job. I must really appreciate him. He was constantly checking me whether I'll be joining. I had a very good interest to join this Coastline Masters right the moment when I interacted with Mamta, but due to my personal and the official busyness, I couldn't do. But Abhiram was way constantly checking with me if I was looking, and then this is the time I could join with you all. Thank you all for welcoming me. It was a great gesture, and I hope I will have a great time with you all. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
And to give him a standing ovation because it's his first icebreaker speech. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks,
For,
guys. I appreciate it.
yeah, Abhiram is very happy. I can see it through his comments. I can understand that. And so are we. And I found your voice good. It's good. I didn't find it offensive. And I did feel that it's authentic, like you're my manager or something like that. Uh, also, coming to your speech, I got offended when your manager asked you to open your mouth, that too during the appraisal period. But anyway, we'll discuss about this after the session is over for networking. Uh, Coming to the continuation of my topic, I was right here. Let me just quickly continue from where I was. Okay. So now I'm going to share the biggest secret of dealing with people. Before that, I want your opinion. What it is, like, what is yours? You can also share your secret of dealing with people. Do we have any volunteers who's going to share us your secret of dealing with people?
Being humble.
Okay. Yeah. Noted that.
Accepting
Being
their
humble.
opinions.
Accepting their opinions. Okay, I accept your opinion of accepting their opinion. Uh, okay, this is your experience, but what I'm going to share is from the perspective of the author Dale Carnegie. So there's a famous person named Charles M. Schwab. He quoted, I consider my ability to arouse enthusiasm among men the greatest asset I possess. The way to develop the best that is in a man is by appreciation and encouragement. So this person, Charles M. Schwab, was one of the leading employees of Andrew Carnegie's steel factory. So Andrew Carnegie is someone who's like Tata. He is responsible for steel company in US, and also just like how Tata develops the economy by building hospitals and libraries and many good buildings for public places. Same way he too developed many buildings for the society. Andrew Carnegie. So in his company, Charles Schwab was the highest paid employee. Everyone asked Andrew Carnegie that why you're paying him so much. Then he replied that Charles and Schwab knew how to deal with people, and he knew how to get them work done. So that's the reason why uh, everyone also approached Charles and Schwab, and that's where he mentioned that he has the ability to arouse other people, like bring that enthusiasm, motivate them to work. So there's a difference between informing others to work and then making others to perform that work. So Charles Schwab had that leadership quality of making others to work, and he knew well how to deal with people. Uh, there is one quote that says, "Be lavish in your appraisal and sincere, honest in." I guess I messed up. I will check it and tell you later. But the important thing is you have to give honest and sincere appreciation to people. If you do that, it does boost uh, the people's morale while working. So this is one very important advice. Uh, with this, I hand over the stage to Table Topics Master, uh, Toastmaster here. Over to you.
Hey, hi. Hello. Hello, everyone. My name is Hemant. I am playing a role of table topic master, where I will give you one topic. You have to speak on that. Like I'll ask you to select between 1 to 10. You have to pick one number. So I'll give you one topic. You have to speak eloquently, and it should be concise to look great. So okay, I'll start. Yeah, anyone can come and take the opportunity. Okay, Lochan. Yeah, hi. Yeah, select a number between 1 to 10.
5.
5? Is it 5?
Yeah, it's 5. Am I audible?
Yeah. Yeah, yes. Already you have mentioned about your tricks. Solo tricks, the best pathway to self-care. What is your opinion on this? Justify the statement.
Can I get? Can you repeat that? I missed out on that.
Right. As you mentioned about the tricks, solo tricks, the best pathway to self-care. Justify the statement. Okay, carry on.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So solo trips are the best pathway for self-help. Yes, as you reminded me, I've been reminded. I do go on trips a lot, but I personally don't feel that solo trips are the only way for self-help. Sure, solo trips do encourage thought in yourself. You get to spend time with yourself. All the experiences that you have when going on a solo trip are unique to yourself. But in my opinion, I would say that you're missing the most part of what a trip actually is. A trip, in my opinion, is meant since I'm a software worker. I don't get to see the light of day in my company. So whenever I hear the word trip, it is for fun and entertainment. So I usually go out with a couple of friends. I try to have the best time, even if it's a 2 day walk. Well, in my future, I might consider your proposal of a self-help by solo trip. Maybe if something is wrong in my life and I get time, I will definitely go on a solo trip. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, the next one. Okay, Toastmaster Uma. Okay, pick the number between 1 to 10, excluding 5.
7.
7. Okay. How digital media is hindering the creativity of school students?
Once again, a great evening, everybody. This topic, especially, is something very relatable because I have been a PhD scholar and my study of research, my subjects of research were school students, adolescents majorly. And now I am in a profession that's close to my heart, close to my research, close to my passion, which again is honing students to realize their true potential. So when we say about digital media being an obstacle more than being a boon to the students, I must say that there are two sides of the coin again. Not being diplomatic, but this is the truth of it. There is no black and white, it's completely gray. When digital media helps you explore opportunities that you know not exist, it is also true that what lies the major goal lies in not your abilities, but your way of choosing what is right over what is easy. You want to choose the easy way or you want to do it the right way. So if I wanted to be right, though it is available in the easy way, I will only learn but make my own version of it rather than following something that is already digitally created. And there have been research studies that say too much digital exposure limits our thinking ability, limits our creative ability, because you're already trained, you're already brainwashed to see things a certain way. There is no scope of seeing a new light. So, yes, as much as you can take inspiration, as much as you know the latest trends, that is all fine. But when you're a school student, it is important that you know your strengths before you appreciate what is around the world. So, to know your strength, what is important is you look inside yourself, not into the social media. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a great speech. Next one. Okay, Avinash. Pick, pick a number between 1 to 10, excluding 5 and 7.
Yeah, 1.
1. Okay. Okay. How binge watching puts the pro in procrastination? Is it audible or I have to
Yes,
again?
yes. Can you
Okay.
please repeat once?
Okay. How binge watching puts the pro in procrastination?
Okay, can you elaborate what is binge watching?
Binge watching means watching a series of episodes at an instance.
Okay, done. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, all. Good evening. Today topic is binge watching is a reason for procrastination. Lot of our works will be done when we planned properly and do them in a systematically. And if we complete immediately, it will be done. When we do postpone it, it will get postponed continuously. So when we had a habit to go through some series of web series or any kind of serials, what it took, it will create some kind of interest, and it will make us to watch one more, then we'll go for the work. So it will keep our work lag. So after that, our work will get lagging continuously, and it will lead to a procrastination, habit of procrastination. Too much of addiction to a serials or series will lead to procrastination. In order to overcome that, better we create a specific time for the programs or series which we are watching, and specific time for our work, which will help us to get out of this procrastination habit. Thank you all. Back to you.
Yeah. Yeah, Raghavendra, are you comfortable to speak?
Yes, Toastmaster
Oh,
Hemant. I was about to
okay.
raise my hand, but you called it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll give a direct topic to you. As you mentioned about introverts. Okay. Introverts are the best listeners. Justify the statement and elaborate what's your opinion on this.
I agree to that point. Introverts are best listeners and best observers. That's what I mentioned in my icebreaker speech. So I mean, introvert gets a lot of time to observe the people. I mean, they don't interact with people, so they just avoid themselves interacting with people because of shy or anything. But they will develop eventually. They will develop a good listening skills with themselves. So I would agree to the point, and yes, introverts are good listeners. Thank you.
Okay, that was a great attempt. Yeah. Anyone, the guests? Subhash,
Tej Jain has
Yeah.
raised his hand.
Hello.
Subhash.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah. Pick a number between 1 to 10, excluding 5, 7, and 1,
I'd pick 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
How having a pet helps to reduce stress levels? Do you have a pet at your home? Hello?
I think Subhash got disconnected. Tej Jain has raised his hands. Meanwhile, you can get the topic.
Okay, okay. Tej, yeah, you
Will I?
can, yeah, you can take this.
Okay, I get. Okay. So what all numbers I have on the table?
Yeah, you can carry on with this topic. How
Okay,
having a
this
pet
topic.
helps to reduce stress levels?
Okay. I could be very eloquent with this topic, but honestly speaking, I do not have any pet. But having a pet is something which I wanted to since a long time. But since I'm a, what do you say, a Jain, and my parents usually don't allow the dog's pet, because the dog's food is more like a non-veg kind of thing. So that is the reason my parents don't allow. But I feel having a dog is someone, having a partner, go for a walk, go for a ride. Also, it's something you can very much relate to. I feel there's a partner who could listen to you, who that's all I want to hand over to. table topic master.
Okay, that was a great attempt. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone? We think Abhiram?
I can't switch on the video, so
Oh,
please.
okay, okay. Not a problem. Yeah. Pick a number between 1 to 10.
T-shirt is
So I'll go with 2.
2. Okay. Okay. How watching TV series is the easiest way to learn any foreign languages?
How watching a TV series is the
TV
easiest.
series. Yeah.
Okay. I think majority of my learning is through TV series and English movies only. And whenever my relatives or whenever someone asks me like, how do you develop speaking in English, or how do you develop communicating in English, or what is the first thing that one needs to do in order to build these skills, then I'll be the first one to suggest, please go and watch English movies irrespective of what kind of movie it is. Or please go and binge watch series in order to learn certain things of how communication is actually made. Yeah. Uh, and I personally feel I have learned more from the movies and series than what I've learned through reading books or practicing communicating with my fellow friends or fellow students. So that way I personally feel I completely and agree with what you have said. I agree to that statement, and I personally feel that if one wants to improve their communication skills, of course, there are other ways, but this is also one way that helps. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topic Masters.
Yeah. That was great. Yeah, I would suggest one series if you are interested to watch to learn or to be a better communicator. Peaky Blinders is the series you can watch and you can learn so many words. I would suggest that series. If anyone interested, you can watch that series also. Okay. And who else?
I think
Yeah,
I'll go for it.
sorry. Yes, someone wanted to go.
Okay, what's your name?
Subhash.
Subhash.
Yeah,
Subhash.
sorry,
Okay.
my laptop was dead like before.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
just a great coincidence.
Okay. Direct question to you. Does knowing English make a person a better orator? Justify this statement. What's your opinion on this?
So can you come again?
Does knowing English make a person a better orator?
Yeah, I would
Orator
say
means speaker, a good
yeah.
speaker. Okay.
I would say no, because I've seen people who are very good with English but not great at orators, and I would like to give example from our Prime Minister, and with his English skills, I don't think he is very good at it. He needs a teleprompter anywhere, like he like whenever he is giving English speech, he'll do too many mistakes. He do too many mistakes. And in his recent visit, I think yesterday, I was watching the news. He did too many mistakes in his English, but he's been seen as a greatest orator, and that's how he's surviving as a PM. uh, it's one of my political view. Yeah, in I think it's 2013 elections, the other opposition who like barely speaks, and the other end BJP, who is great at speaking, like speaking in public, and yeah, with this example, like yeah, I would like to say, knowing English doesn't make you a great orator. Yeah, that's how I'd like to conclude.
Okay, I agree with your opinion, but Modi did a better comparatively before. His his dialogue delivery is even more better as you come when he spoke about AI. Yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, who else? I
Hi,
think only.
yes, I would like to speak.
What's your name?
My name is Hemant Shivkumar.
Shivakumar. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Okay. Direct
just,
question to you.
this is my first time.
No, not a problem. Give it a try. Graduate degree is not a mark of your knowledge.
Oh, okay. Good evening to all. It's a very interesting topic that we got today. The topic is graduate degree is not a mark of a knowledge. So in the recent times, we have seen many people who have built very successful startups and all without completing their graduation degree, and several successful people have dropped out from their college education to pursue their passion. I think it is the passion that matters rather than the degree itself. So if there is the drive for their passion, then automatically they'll find a way to get the knowledge. It need not be the degree to tag their knowledge level. Thank you.
Yeah, that was nice, even though it was a first attempt. Yeah. Who else? Saujanya. Yeah. Okay. 1 minute. What does life mean to you?
That's it. Like, what does life mean to me?
Yeah, that's the question. Yeah.
So for me, life means like a lot of emotions. It's like a roller coaster ride, like happiness, love, like it's like a whole package of new and more experiences. Though I have till now, till wherever like I am, like for I mean like I'm 20 years old, like till now, like I've experienced like in my life, like wonderful, like there are like happy moments, like they are sad, like and there are many more like I'm looking forward like in my future. And I mean, instead of, I mean, I don't believe like in the concept of having like many lives and all. So we have one life, and I want to live to the fullest. Thank you.
Okay, that was a great attempt. Who else? Yeah, okay. Yeah, direct question to you. It's okay to be clueless about your career choice as a college student. Justify your opinion. Like justify this statement. What's your opinion on this?
It's okay to be clueless about your career during your college days.
Yeah.
Justifying my own opinion, I think if somebody is clueless about his or her own career, I can't help. You have to be very much clear. You should have that horizon pan out before you. It could be in different direction. That's okay. Like if you want to become X, but your horizon is towards Y, that's okay. At least you have a direction to move. But if there is no direction at all, where are you leading yourself to? Have you seen Have you seen people who do not know where to go and they end up becoming successful? I have not seen such examples. And I think you need to be very much aligned with what you want in life and how are your expectations aligned, how are your goals aligned, how are your milestones aligned. So suppose if Hemant wants to become a good public speaker, that's his goal. He is very much clear that this is what he wants to become. Now he can work on those goals, dissect it between months, weeks, daily plans, and then work upon it. So if you ask me and you want me to justify that, I'm sorry, I can't do that. You cannot be clueless of your career. That's the only thing you have. We are not, what should I say? We are not prince and princess that we are loaded with money and we just have to sit in Rolls Royce like the kings of Saudi Arabia. We are not that much privileged. We have to work hard, own it, and make up to our livings, right? So that's about it. You cannot be clueless about your career. You have to be very much clear what you want in life. It could be in different direction, but it should be there. That's my take.
Okay. Yeah, that was Mike's opinion. And who else left? I think no one is there.
We can wrap it up, Hemant.
Okay, okay. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
thank
Toastmaster Ahmed. The topics
Yeah,
are
thank
good, and I like the fact that everyone has taken interest in participating with these topics. And I also enjoyed the content which everyone attempted and presented here. With this, I'll continue with my topic. Let me just quickly share my screen. I have a question for all of you. The question is, what is the best way to avoid an argument? I need your suggestions, opinions, whatever you feel. Yeah, Toastmaster Lochan, I see you next. Excited first.
I think it's best to keep quiet and let them all vent it out.
Yeah, yeah, Toastmaster Raghavan.
Just say yes to everything. That's what I do with my wife.
This is in married life context. Okay. Yeah. Sushmita.
Yes, so I think first we should be able to decide if the opponent is worthy of an argument. Will anything reap out of it? Or else it's only waste of time and energy. And I prefer not to waste it there.
Yeah. So everyone, what you answered is almost close to what author has answered. Let me just go to the next slide. So he said this point you can see, right? The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. All of you have explained this, how it is best. Like Raghavendra said, say yes. Yes, that is one way to avoid. And Sushmita explained how to avoid it in one way. Toastmaster lesson was also close. So that's one point. You get to see people whom you want to argue in workplace or in personal life. But I'm sorry for Raghavendra. This argument, this urge to argue will be forever. But yes, that's the right answer. So coming to professional life, yes, it is always better to argue because you never know when you need the help because they are your colleagues in your workplace and you need to work with them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to help each other out. So it's the best interest to not to argue, but to begin in a friendly way, like the last point. Also uncover your hidden assets. You can feel each day with excitement and sense of satisfaction. Let's say you have a huge volume of work throughout the day. The one best way to overcome the boredom at workplace is try to compete against yourself. Like let's say you have 100 tasks, just set yourself a target like you have 8 hours of work. Let me at least complete 80 tasks, 10 tasks per hour. and just divide and prioritize the task. That's one good hack, I would say. The next point is if you love your work, you probably have days when almost nothing was right, which means even Jeff Bezos, when he founded Amazon, he did love his startup. He did love the process he was into. But he himself admitted that there are few set of tasks which he did not like to do, but to process for the development of his startup, Amazon.com, he had to do it anyway. So there are some phases in workplace which you have to go through. This book shows how to make every day more exciting and rewarding, how you can get more done and have more fun doing it. Also, there are some times where we get triggered by another employee. I myself have this experience many times where a leader above me or some person who is above my hierarchy points out towards me in the group that this one is pending, so and so happens like that. I did get triggered, and I felt that okay, I should reply something back harshly to that person. But before that, I questioned myself that was it really my mistake? And in few instances, yes, it was my mistake, and he was right about that. And so you have to be empathetic, means to check if it was valid what he has said, uh, what his intention was. Did I feel it correctly? And we have to admit it because yes, we did that. So we have the quality check in workplace. You know, when we do some specific task in workplace, the QC person, quality check person, thinks me a task and says, "You have done so and so mistake. This step, this procedure was a mistake." And I do the investigation or postmortem of this task, what I've actually done, what I should have done. If there was any mishap from my end, yes, I would admit it. If not, I would politely message them saying that, yes, I've done it correctly as per the procedure. So it's the best interest to be empathetic and admit to your mistakes in workplace, and it is okay to do so. With this, I conclude my topic and hand over the stage to General Developer Mamta. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Govind, for that wonderful insights. It is indeed very intriguing. While these facts are all known to us, we rarely follow them. So thanks for the reiteration. So like I promised at the start that we will be coming back on stage to give you a report on how we have progressed. But before I give away my report, I would like to call two people who are supporting me through this role today. The first person is the Wordmaster Grammarian, Saujanya, who would give her report now. Toastmaster Saujanya. I don't see her available. Not sure if she has disconnected. Nevertheless, just to sum it up, I think I didn't make specific notes because I was relying on her. Hopefully she joins back. But Timer, would you like to mention the report now or the offline report that you've given me? Akib is also under the weather today. I'm not sure if he can speak.
I will speak, yeah. So I have posted the timings for different table topic speaker in the chat box. You can see your name and the timing that you took. Few people who are really in the nice spot, the sweet spot of table topic speaking were Uma and Abhiram. They were into yellow zone, which is considered good. But then Lochan was good, he qualified. Subhash was qualified. Remaining folks, we really need to work upon, like Raghav, Tej, Hemant, Shiva, Swajanya. Let us at least try to be at least 1 minute, and that is where you qualify. So we'll have to find our ways, even if you do not find answers to the table topic given and it's too tough I always assume it as your subjective examination that you used to write something or the other connect should be there. Find those keywords, 1, 2 words, speak on those words, but don't leave the turf. Like, you are supposed to stand there for 1 minute. You have to be there, even if you don't speak. And that's how people learn. Like, when you are put into tight situation, and if you are running out in 45 seconds, that's a trigger point that it should alarm. Next time when you come up on stage, ensure that you are there for at least 1 minute. But remaining folks like Avinash, Uma, Lochan, you're all good. Let us build upon it and reach those yellow mark, which is considered good. Also, to everybody, whenever you close table topics, try to give a conclusion, not a timer rule. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Mamta.
Thank you so much. That is where experience speaks. You can't restrain yourself to a limited feedback, but that's good for us as well. Now, let me call upon the evaluator of the prepared speakers. We had two prepared speakers today, and one of the evaluators is Uma Sushmita for Lochan. I hope Lochan is available as well. So, evaluator Uma Sushmita, please share your report with us.
Once again, a very good evening, all of you. So it's been a pleasure to evaluate Lochan today. Indeed, at Toastmasters, we believe every good speech could be better and all our endeavors the best. This evaluation of mine is an attempt to help you become an eloquent speaker in your best days, in your future days, and all your future attempts. Let me first explain to you how I would want to evaluate. I will tell one very good thing about your speech and simultaneously how it could have been better. So I would want you to listen closely, please. The first thing is your speech was very relatable since it was on a personal note. So it was completely imaginative. I could imagine things. But had you maintained eye contact throughout, it would have had an effect of another level. While it was very relatable, I would want the speaker to maintain an eye contact with all of his audience. Secondly, as I said, your narration is very good, is very admirable. However, if you could have used your body language, the strength of your non-verbal communication, stood up and gave a few gestures, used your body to enhance your communication, that would have been brilliant to add up to your narration, which is really good. Next, your speech has a defined purpose, which is the goal of our speech. It definitely has a defined purpose because you were able to show the contrast between what a true friend is and what the not so true friends are. Yes. However, had it been better organized, it would have been a complete meal. Yes, a better organization is what could have made your good speech a very good one. Next, your conclusion is really good. You ended on a right note. There are no cliffhangers, no leaving us in hanging. It was very good. But what what needed to be avoided was a few fillers, because there were fillers. You used your conclusion points in between somewhere, and when you were giving your real conclusion, it seemed repetitive. Had those fillers been avoided, the conclusion would have struck the right notes. And finally, the last point I have to tell you is, we all can feel that you were very comfortable in what you were doing. You were completely in your shoes, in your element. But what makes a difference between a good speech and a great speech is strong preparation. The next time when I see Lochan speaking, we already feel nice because we know you. We could feel your speech touching our hearts. The next time I want to see it give me goosebumps. It was a really good speech. And for your challenge in the next coming speeches, I would want to see a better organized speech with a better word choice. Forgive my being redundant of saying the word better because I know you could be better. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster, over to the General Evaluator, Mamata.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sushmita, for that succinct evaluation. Lochan, I hope you've read your notes and you can certainly apply this in the upcoming speeches. And thanks for the detailing and the instances as well. Now, as a general evaluator, I'm going to club two segments. One is feedback for the prepared speaker. The second prepared speaker, I've evaluated his speech as well. And post that, I'm going to give the report for the session, for the overall meet. So Raghav, first of all, congratulations on completing your first ever speech in Toastmasters, which is an icebreaker speech. Good job on that. And I'm very proud that you took it up right at the beginning. A lot of people don't stump up to the courage to speak in the first meeting, but having known you and met you again, it was nice to see you and for deciding to be with us this evening and also participate in an icebreaker speech. Icebreaker speech is generally more of an introduction about the person, about the member to the entire group. So you've met the objectives that were laid out for an icebreaker speech. Now, my evaluation, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you in three parts. The first one is what I really liked about your speech. The second part would be what you could do better. And the third one is what do we expect to see in the upcoming speeches. What I really liked about is the way you have set the tone to your speech by talking about one of the elements about you, which is very, very evident, and that's your tone. You have kind of underplayed on it while it was actually an asset for you. Like you rightly mentioned in between, but the ladies love my voice. And it's not just the ladies. I think everybody got kind of engaged with you while you were speaking. So the way you related to that and then drove into the rest of the topic was very beautifully done. What I also liked about is how you have relayed through your instances in life and what made you choose Toastmasters through that relatable content as well. So those two things are very well done in your speech. What could have been done better? Well, it's a first speech, so I'm not going to be extremely critical of it, but definitely there's a lot for you to learn from Toastmasters. Very reason being, it's not just important how we present ourselves, it's a way to brand ourselves as well. That's something that people can remember us by. So when you're introducing, you'll have to follow certain cues that can help you. For example, always pick on something that we can relate to and then connect your entire speech. Like you've started off very well, you could have utilized that and talk about you as a person through that particular aspect. And that can help us connect with you much better, I felt. And I think the logical sequencing of your introduction, you started off with your professional life, and then when you went back and then you came back to professional life again, kind of relatable because we know that it's just an introductory speech, but logical structuring is very important in any speech. Public speaking is all about how you make your audience stay glued to the way you speak, and those are some of the elements that you'll have to look forward to. I am sure in the upcoming speeches, we will see a much better form of Raghav for the first meeting and to attempt the first icebreaker speech. I would definitely give 100% to this because of the attempt you have made, but definitely there is scope for improvement. For the upcoming speech, what I'd like to challenge you with is to see the true form of Raghav, in your entirety, how you can project your voice and your ability to speak. So follow all the elements that you are familiar with first so that we can help you better. So that's my evaluation for you, Hemant. Hope you implement it, and we can discuss this further before you plan for your next speech. Now, team, I'm going to step into the general evaluator role. Today, I'm doing a lot of juggling, but thanks to Saujanya, she shared her notes with me just in time. So I'm going to merge the grammar report as well with the general evaluator report. I think we have Raghav, Sushmita, Hemant, myself and Tej using the word of the day, which is eloquent. Eloquent is a very beautiful word and a very commonly used word. So please start using it in your day-to-day life, which means speaking flawless. So go ahead and start using that word in the form that it is mentioned over here. And grammatically, she's highlighted a couple of points as well. Overall, many people have used very good usages in grammar, with a few things that she's highlighted. In fact, I've had it written out in my notes as well. Whenever we are using a sentence beginning it with one of something, you should always have a plural to it. One of my friends, one of the points that I made. So one of should be followed by a plural always. One of my friends, one of my points, one of my houses. Okay, so because you're comparing out of many with one, so make sure that you remember that. A very common misused grammatical usage again is we tend to use little and few interchangeably. Both the words have definite usages, so please be mindful of the usage of both the words. We cannot use little for things that we cannot quantify. Like a little speech, for example, cannot be used in that way. It's a small speech, right? And little can be used where you can quantify. A little less, a little more is a very good usage again. Okay, few should always supplement with the article a few points, for example, but you can never say a little point that I'd like to make. So remember that as well. Now, I think, you know, grammar is something that I'm passionate about. Well, she didn't share all of it. This is additional input, but do make a note of it because it's a commonly used. Now, coming to the general evaluators report, we started 2 minutes late as we were waiting for the sergeant at arms, but nevertheless, we were able to manage it. The sergeant at arms laid out the ground rules and they've explained what's coming up in the session as well. One of the points that was missed, however, though, is to talk about what's the agenda for the meeting. This is really important for people who are joining us for the first time so that they know what are the different segments and where they can participate. Was missed out by the presiding officer. So that should have been done. Welcoming was done for the new member, and also, you know, the oath was taken. So that was good. We also, the Toastmaster of the day kind of reeled us through the entire aspect on how you can balance your life along with your career, with some interesting anecdotes and real-time instances as well. Very relatable content. So Toastmaster Govind has done a fantastic job in making the book all known to us within just 10 minutes. So great job on that, Toastmaster Govind. What we've also noticed is the prepared speakers, despite the limited time that they would have received to plan for it, at least considering Raghav, I think you still managed to deliver a very good speech. Lochan, definitely a fantastic speaker. With the feedback that's given to you, I'm sure you'll do much better in the later meetings. Evaluators, again, I think a lot of juggling happened there, apart from one of the evaluators, but still we managed through. Ideally, we should have a dedicated evaluator for the speaker to give a complete detailed evaluation. Hope we did some justice over there. Table topics segment, the topics were also chosen in line with the theme. So that's a fantastic job done, table topic master. While the entire book talks about how you can balance life, your topics have also been about, you know, everything about life and this mix of good, bad, ugly as well. So that's a very nice combination that helped people relate and speak about it as well. And I also like the way you explained in layman terms where people were not able to understand the words. So good that you have prepared how to give it away as well. One suggestion though is when people complete their speeches, you can summarize it as a takeaway. What is that you have learned from it, so that they also feel encouraged, especially those who are delivering the speech for the first time. It's important that they know how they have done. So a little summary or encouraging word that will keep them glued. Table topic speakers, we had a good number of table topic speakers. I was trying to make notes all through, but I could make tiny notes, but I will quickly read through that. Lochan, I think fantastic, relatable content that you have given, but I felt you underplayed your tone a little bit over there. You could have been a little more vibrant, considering your topic was your topic required that vibrance, and it was something that you could personalize as well. So I felt that, you know, the tone could have been overplayed with the kind of content you were talking about. It is solo trip, so yeah, be proud about it. Sushmita, eloquent as ever. Always love listening to you. And I felt you have done justice to the timing as well by relating completely to the time and the topic very beautifully. I think probably the research that you have done supported you a lot. Avinash, very valid points you've chosen for your topic, but I felt you could have spoken a little bit more. I'm your mentor. I'm going to catch hold of you after this. Raghav was very to the point, and it was even after you've spoken for very little time. I think the kind of points you've chosen was very nice. I felt you could have elaborated a little bit more. I think you've taken very less time, Raghav, and like Akib mentioned, the timer mentioned, the minimum time you should outpower is at least 1 minute 30 seconds, which you couldn't meet at this point in time, but that's absolutely fine. The few points that you have made were very, very valid points. Tej, unlike every time, Tej surprised us a little bit today. Looks like not the best Saturday today for Tej, but nevertheless, I think you can definitely come back and see how you can improve along the way, and join us for more insights as well.
I'll have a strong comeback, ma'am. For sure.
No problem. Abhiram, you know, the way you have personalized the content was very nice, Abhiram. It kind of you kind of related to how it helped you as well. So good job done over there. Subhash, you know, despite the little glitch that you faced, you came back with it and you took over a new topic as well. So that was very nice to be on your feet and talk about it. But at Toastmasters, one of the things that we consciously practice is not to talk about anything related to politics, not in a derogatory manner, because your comments cannot be taken in the right stride by somebody else in the group. So anything good, feel free to, but anything that you're opinionated about, we would suggest that you refrain from it because it can lead to further debates. Hemant, Shiva spoke very briefly, but I think you have a very vibrant voice. You can start using that, and you can relate more to the topic. We will get to hear more from you, I'm sure. Saujanya has logged out, so I'm going to try to tell her the feedback. Akib, as always, the star of our show, was very direct. You know, the table topic master expected to hear something nice, but he said, if you don't work, you will perish. So very direct, but I think very good points made in terms of how serious you need to be about your career. Again, something in line to what Dale Carnegie talks about as well in his book. So overall, all the table topic speakers have done a fantastic job in the way you have delivered, despite the topics being very, very intrinsic. Yeah. But good job done. Give yourselves a round of applause on that. I hope that all of you can take more roles going forward so that it becomes easier for us and we can have more productive meetings as well. And that will help us to evolve as a team and learn from each other. And that is the only feedback that I'd like to leave everybody with. It is not difficult to play these roles, but definitely your perspective that you bring to the role will definitely make a lot of difference. Okay. So on that note, let me hand it back to Toastmaster of the Day, Govind.
With this, I just would like to conclude that if you are interested to know more about how to enjoy your life and your job, please read out the book written by Dale Carnegie. It is available on Amazon and Flipkart. With this, I conclude my topic, and I wish all the best and happy success to all of you in your career, in your jobs. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I have shared the poll. Please mark your responses. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Govind, for that beautiful relay. And if you want, you can share the link as well where people can purchase that book. You also have a Kindle edition of that book. Very interesting. I hope all of you are able to see the poll. Can I see a thumbs up if you are able to? Yeah, please. Please mark it. I'm very happy to know that this meeting has almost all the roles covered in terms of we had 2 prepared speakers after a very long time. We had a good number of table topic speakers. We had all the roles being played as well, except the low stage time, which is still okay. We managed, and I'm happy that. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I think the wrong one came up. One second. Sorry. Which is why I'm not able to see the results. Akib, since you have joined as a co-host, can you see if you can see the results?
I can see the results. Yep.
Ah, there. You seize the moment. You can announce the results since you see it to save some time, and all of you can unmute yourself and Akib will announce the results for all of us.
Yes, so we will follow the top-down approach of the corporate, wherein you go from top to bottom. In that, you come up with high stage role player, and we had 3 people playing 3 big roles. I would like to see some guesses from people. I know it's evident, but still you can call it out.
Mamata.
One more guy. Yes, it is Mamata. Congratulations, Toastmaster Mamata, for bagging the high stage role player award. I don't know why I'm speaking like this. Then comes the low stage role player award. There were only 2 guys doing the role, and I don't take my name. Let's move to the next section. The best table topic speaker for today's meeting. We had good amount of people. Only thing is, like, we are kind of reduced because people spoke for 45 seconds, 50 seconds. Just give 10 more seconds and you are in the race, right? But yeah, any guesses for the table topic speaker?
Yes, your name.
Let's move to the next. Best speaker award. This is tight. Yeah, this is very tight. I can see this. I don't want to reveal, but any guesses for best speaker? Lochan will not guess, of course.
Raghav.
Raghav and Lochan. Yeah, of course, these 2 people are there. So there was a split of vote, and these are both of them are winner for today's meeting. Yeah? Congratulations.
Awesome.
And now the last one, the best speech evaluator. This is clear for, I think, for me. People will have to guess, of course. Uma, you can't guess. Zoom Master, Mamta, you can't guess.
I guess my
These guys are like passing votes amongst.
It should be a tie. It should be a tie.
Yeah, it should be a tie.
Surprisingly, it is Uma. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Quite surprisingly, she's done a fantastic job.
I think you guys have done some voting kind of. Voting. No,
Yeah,
I'm just joking, Uma. Congratulations.
Akib, you went to and you say there is a rigging. You are digging your own hole, bro.
I was like, why are you bringing my name again and again? Yeah. But yeah, congratulations, Toastmaster Uma. Congratulations, Toastmaster Mamta and Lochan, Raghavendra. That's the result for today. So should I take it up and close the meeting, or presiding officer has some announcements?
The only announcement I'd like to reiterate, which I have mentioned again, please start taking the EC roles. Don't be hesitant. If you have any questions, we are there to answer for you. Next meeting, we should have an installation set up to start your term. Please reach out to me, Akib, or anybody, or any of us, Govind or Abhiram, if you have any questions on what the role entails.
Yep.
Abhiram, table topic master is the person who is visible on the screen right now. All right, back to you, Akib.
Yep. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mamta. So as you all might have heard, charity begins at home. Same way, leadership begins at home, at your home club. You have to sign it up, go find the best suitable role that you would like to play for next 6 months. You would like to be part of decision-making body of the club, and the change that you really wanted to bring will be easy to, transform the whole club. So that's one way forward. We have seen 2, 3, 4 people already giving their name, but we need more of the people to have a good election. Of course, like we are already in the EC team from last 2 to 3 terms, and we really want fresh brains to come up and bring the new ideas. You can't be having similar kind of meeting and thought process ideas flowing every term. So this term, let us make some difference, bring some new ideas, and that's the reason we are asking people to come forward. Next one is filling up the role. Let us fill it from today itself for next meeting. Once I close the meeting, I would ask Toastmaster Govind to call it out for different roles so that you have enough time to prepare and then come up with. When we are closing it on Thursday and Friday, I really don't get enough time to write the speech, get it mentored. So that's the way. But thank you so much, Toastmaster Subhash, for joining. I think he's joined for the first time, and I would like to have your quick feedback.
Yeah, thanks. It's a nice experience. I have, it's been 2 years. Like I have attended as a guest for one of the Toastmaster club in Bangalore, and then I didn't get the time to continue that. And now I think I have decided to join again, and at this time I'm willing to continue at any cost.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a vibrant team, and I got some points, and hopefully I'd like to take up some rules in coming weeks. Yeah, thank you guys. Those are some wonderful speeches heard today. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Subhash. I see base of Coastline shifting to Bangalore slowly and gradually. A lot of people are there in Bangalore now. Even Govind is going to shift in a few months. Our returning guest, Tej, how did you feel about the meeting?
Today, I don't know, and I messed up because I am surprised by my own performance. Like, I won the table topic the last meeting, and I'm seeing my downfall today. And I was like, okay, I'll come back I'll come back strongly, and I'll again win the table topic session the next meeting.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's good to have different phases of life the way Moon has. Sometimes you're full, sometimes you're partial, sometimes you're not there, hollow at all. That's when the life happens. So it's good that you had your peak last week. Now you have your downfall. Next
Again, I'll have my
you come
peak.
up. Yeah. So that's how you grow. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining today's meeting. As in terms of today's meeting, I would like to adjourn it. Now, can somebody help me to stop the recording?
I will stop it. I will stop.
Yeah.